galaxies, stars, and us, ultimately. Hello, Baji. Baji's over here. No, Baji. He's trying to lick something. A particularly interesting problem is the size of the small departures from uniform density in the early universe that caused the formation first of the galaxies, then of stars, and finally of us. The uncertainty principle implies that the early universe, cannot have been completely uniform because there must have been some uncertainties or fluctuations in the positions and velocities of the particles. So it could not have been completely uniform. There must have been certain little fluctuations. So this is another way of calling it. It's not completely homogeneous. There are certain small departures from the complete uniformness or complete homogeneity, and those are called little fluctuations or little perturbations. And these perturbations are higher order terms. Like, they're not huge perturbations or huge fluctuations. They're tiny fluctuations, okay? Roll number 21. Thank you for being here, Haru, Mike D, Andre, Steven. Galaxy Turbo Twister. Can we get 10 likes? Baji. What's up, Baji? Okay, so the uncertainty principle implies that the early universe cannot have been completely uniform because there must have been some uncertainties. Yes, Baji. Baji is also saying that he's coming to class. The uncertainty principle implies that the early universe cannot have been completely uniform because there must have been some uncertainties or fluctuations in the positions and velocities of the particles. Using the no boundary condition, we find that the universe must, in fact, have started off with just the minimum possible non-uniformity allowed by the uncertainty principle. Guess who has joined us in class? Here's Baji baby. Say hi to Baji. Say hi. Steven says, oh, by the way, hummingbirds are migrating north now. We have a few visiting my house right now during the day. Really? You know Hindi? Of course I know Hindi. What's up, Haru? Hello, Steven. Hello, everybody. I have to give Baji some reassurances at this time, and then we'll get back to the topic. Here is Baji. Oh. Okay, so little uncertainty, little fluctuations. So the universe would have, using the no boundary, there are little fluctuations in the positions and velocities of the particles. So not just about antimatter and matter being unbalanced. Antimatter and matter are unbalanced because there are more processes that make matter than antimatter, and there are processes that annihilate antimatter. So non-uniformity means that there would have been little fluctuations in the positions and velocities of particles in the early universe to form these slight departures from completely uniform and completely homogeneous universe, which would have led to overdensities, which then led to galaxies and stars and eventually us. So it's not just about the particle-antiparticle imbalance. That is explained by the fact that there are more processes that make particles than make antiparticles, okay? So once again, uncertainty principle implies that the early universe cannot have been completely uniform because there must have been, basically just think about it, if the matter did not start to